going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the Brew Lab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And tonight in the Brew Lab, I'm coming at you after a short 2-week break. During that time, I have been very busy with real work, first of all, which was a great time to take this break, and I'm still on the break. I'm waiting for the hype cycle for Bloomburrow, which will lead up to rotation to really get back into things. But it's great that it coincides with the busiest time with my real work, because I need to focus on that, and so this has just been a little bit of a blessing, and it also has allowed me to play Arena in a much more relaxed way, where I don't need to fret about making a fairly competitive brew every second day for the ladder. So I played a lot of events, as you know, and a lot of unranked. But then I noticed that my rank kept depreciating past the 100 percentile. I thought it would stop there. So then my research with regards to like rank depreciation or whatever ended there. I didn't play on the ladder for 2 weeks. I went from position 17 to 100% Mythic in that time, and then I thought it would stop. It continued to stop, so I started testing on the ladder again. I was like, what's the point of doing this? So I started testing a whole bunch of rotation proof stuff. I was even more harsh with myself than I was in previous decks that I put up on the channel that were rotation proof. This time, none of the lands either. These are all completely rotation proof. And yeah, I've been on a bit of a brewing spree, just having fun and not recording content on the ladder. And some stuff sucks, some stuff doesn't so much suck. Some stuff I think will be a lot less sucky once rotation hits. Who knows, because of course we're missing a bunch of information. Who knows what cards Bloomburrow will bring. But I think that's enough of an introduction, and enough as far as news with regards to the channel. So now, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Before we do though, as you can see, I think we're going to be doing over the next few weeks, like here and there, some quick brews, just like shorter format videos. I want to show you Moon Soldiers. I want to show you the future of Filth. I want to show you Rotation Proof Domain. But for tonight, we're going to be focusing in on Bant Cornucopia. It's definitely the one that I've put the most work into, and the one that can lead to the most kind of explosive, crazy late game scenarios that we all love to see. So, Bant Cornucopia, as you notice, it's actually got one extra color there. That's because we do have one swamp in the mana base, so we can occasionally just hard cast Atraxa. But we're also using the mana from the Ancient Cornucopia, which is the namesake of the deck, to cast stuff that we don't have mana for. And we're copying this thing. We can copy it with the 3 steps ahead. We can copy it with Doppelgang. The point is, like, at some point we have so much mana that we can just do so many stupid things. And we can survive and get to that point because of one of the things that's also, like, enabling it. So like the Cornucopia gives you a life if you cast a monocolored spell, 2 life if you're casting a 2-colored spell, so on and so forth. And of course, the more of these you have on the battlefield, that affects stats. I've had games where an aggressive deck has got me down to like 5 life, and then we finally stabilize, and I cast 1 Atraxa on top of a couple of Cornucopias, and that's just 8 life gains straight away. So the more colors are in the card that you cast, the better. In this particular combination, unfortunately, Bant has a little less. Like, the domain version of this deck, we have a lot more multicolored stuff. More on that in a future video. But for this one, we're really focusing on the life gain from the Normalize, as well as the Make Your Own Luck and the Atraxa. There's 3 of them. The cool thing is, we often make your own luck into an Atraxa, which means you can plot it. And then, even though you're casting it for free, from the plot zone, you still get the life gain from the Cornucopia, which is nice. Plenty of sweepers, trying out the new no witnesses instead of depopulate. Plenty of removal, plenty of counter spells. We're drawing cards with Up the Beanstalk. We're drawing cards with Spelunking. We are getting some card advantage with Make Your Own Luck. We're drawing cards with Atraxa, and then that leads us all neatly and tidily to our beautiful little wishboard here, or our cornucopia, or our Swiss Army knife of win cons that we can access thanks to the Invasion of Arcavios. And the nice thing is, Atraxa helps us. We have one of all the types of things in our deck that Atraxa can help you find. So the plan here with Atraxa, I mean, it is a win con, of course. Mono red will often just scoop if you play this. But in the decks that play black, you know, or white, that have like ways to deal with it when it hits the board and you're not going to even get to swing with it, it's already done its real job, which is to refill your hand and find Invasion of Arcavios. Once we have Invasion, the first Invasion that you find, we've got 2 in the deck in case the opponent gets us to discard one or whatever. We have like that fail safe to potentially find the other one. But the first one that we get to clear and actually resolve and hit the battlefield, we must remember to always go and fetch Doppelgang on the first one. That's rule number 1. Once we have Doppelgang in hand, the next we can start to copy the Invasion. And for each copy that enters the battlefield, we can look at graveyard, library, and outside the game. So the first one of the copies that enters the battlefield from copying, we'll go and re-grab that Doppelgang from our graveyard and put it into our hand, so we can keep on going. But then the second copy, you know, we start to go look at our sideboard, or maybe there's something else in our graveyard that we want to bring back. Just remember that it's only instants and sorceries, not creatures or enchantments or anything else. But then at that point, when we're doing multiple, like, you know, X's 3 Doppelgangs on our Invasion of Arcavios, that means we have enough mana to just go and pick whatever the hell we want to do. We can breach the multiverse. What I really like is the fact that Atraxa does 7 damage, and to flip one of our millions of invasions at that deep point in the game, if there's an opponent that's actually willing to stick around that long for this nonsense, or who's also doing, you know, similar nonsense of his own, then you can flip one into the Invocation of the Founders, which then copies your instants and sorceries, and then you fire off like a double Worldsoul's Rage at their face, or a, you know, I've taken, like, there's some screenshots on X that I've posted recently with, like, you know, I've taken like 50 cards of the opponent, like their entire library is now my library with Outrageous Robbery. White Sun's Twilight's a nice one if you need a bit of life, and maybe you just punish them with, you know, the toxic win con. You X is 10. Sweep everything, gain 10 life, next turn swing, boom. We've got, I'm trying out Relive the Past, just because I was looking for expensive, rare stuff that doesn't rotate to, you know, whatever, like, because we can just kind of play whatever. Initially, this was like another blue spell, and I was like, nah, this one looks more fun, because you can return an artifact card, and a land card, and a creature, and a non-aura enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield, except they're 5/5 creatures in addition to the other types. Now, maybe the opponent got rid of some of your cornucopias. You know, you can get a cornucopia, spelunking, and a freaking, you know, one of your creature lands, and have it come back as a 5/5, plus, you know, all their ETB triggers and whatever. I don't know. It seemed pretty cool. Titania's Command, if we need to, like, deal with opponents' graveyards, I guess we can exile a graveyard and gain 1 life for each card exiled this way. Pretty nice. Yeah, like I said, a bit of a Swiss Army knife of weird top-end alternate win cons. And we can, of course, also use our Doppelgang to copy our deserts and ping the opponent to death with that. We can use our Doppelgang to copy our creature lands and attack them with a huge army of Restless Vinestalks. I've had some insane games with this shit. So I hope at least one of them tonight goes in that direction. And now it is time for us to jump into some games. See how it holds up on the sort of middling mythic ladder. I'm around like 90%. Sort of the usual place where I end my runs on the season, which is fine. But I've realized that if I do want to make a big run at it, I can't take that 2-week break. I just have to keep pushing the whole month with one deck that I'm really good at for an entire month, non-stop. Just push. And one of these years, when we get to this time of the year, when the meta's getting boring and that's when I'm gonna do it. Okay, I think we can go Anchorage, Mirrex, cast the Beanstalk off the Mirrex, and then play the Lush Oasis tapped the 3rd turn. It'll depend if we find one of our 3-drop, like, green things on that we could play on turn 3. You know, either the Spelunking or the Cornucopia. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and Beanstalk we can just cast later. Anyway, I have no counter magic against what looks like Jeskai control. Oh, probe for counter spells. It does look like there are some. Or something, at least. Oh, wow. Isn't that nice? Pardon me. I would have loved to hit land off of that. And like 4-color
Wait until Kamigawa is safe.
Planeswalkers.
Then I learned something.
No dancing shadows, my friend, for you.
Like any machines I know.
Hopefully just like recommits to the board something. It's fine. I think I'm gonna get rid of no witnesses
This is my
here.
home, and I don't appreciate. I'm tired of your secrets.
Oof. We get so much card advantage out of this that I don't really mind, like getting another +1 in my face from the opponent. Cornucopia, let's go. We'll probably discard the Arroyo. Uh-oh.
Go and drink the puffs.
Don't overthink things.
So, this will allow me to also still have mana available to cast the Get Lost on, wow, the Liliana.
That's my
Which is the most scary thing for the moment. And we have 1 Get Lost left in the deck to deal with. Have we found a little bit of a weak spot? I mean, if we find our sideboard finder, and of course, game 1 is against a freaking Planeswalker deck. When we're playing the least amount of Planeswalker hate than I usually run at all in any deck ever. Seems about right. Okay. Essentially tapping out. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Like, I'm really terrified. I guess no more witnesses is the first thing, of course. Whew. For free, right? Get rid of these guys. And then I believe we just kind of have to do this right now. And like get rid of Ashiok probably. Because it's can make things and that's annoying. Wow. Tough match. This can tap for white, right? Yes. Okay. Now if he plays this Archangel Elspeth, we actually do have the counterspell for it. But he's probably gonna first untap something. And then he will have enough mana to pay for the 3. Alright. Oh no, he won't. Alright. That's freaking amazing! Because we have the 3 steps ahead. Okay. Remember what I said. Doppelgang. And turn. Discard. Spelunking? No, that can draw us a card. Let's discard a land. Can still cast my spell regardless. Now, do we want to counter this? I think I'd rather have him like spend his mana, and who cares if this hits the board? Then that, gives me more chance of actually clearing my next spell, because it's only... Yeah. Great. So now we're going cornucoping. We can do 1, 2... Close to being able to go 3. 1, 2... Okay, so Doppelgang XS 2. Let's go... Well, definitely you... And I'm thinking it's going to have to just be Cornucopia so that we can also respond with a counter spell to anything. Remember, this is forgiving. If you click the wrong one, it doesn't matter. But first one, get back again your Doppelgang. Second one, sideboard action. Breach might be really funny here. Whatever, we can figure it out next turn. Okay, and now if I cast another Cornucopia, I still have enough mana for a 3 steps ahead, and then I don't have to discard a card. Will I? No, I won't. So next end step, go. Let's discard the Cornucopia. I think that's enough Cornucopias for now.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
Yeah, I was worried about that shit, but it's not unsurmountable, honestly. This gains us like 1 billion life. Bye-bye. Off you go. Sent packing. I think we can outgrind them, guys.
You've earned my blessing.
This emblem on the damn thing, they untap all of their things every time. That's bananas. Last zone's good though. Probe for a counterspell with this. Anyway, we gain like another 1 million life. Sure. Sure. Would love to freaking find one of my what are they called? I was thinking if I had one in my graveyard, I could get it back with the Worldsoul Rage. They're called Demolition Field. I want to kill this Restless Reef. It's really not doing it for me. Yeah, that can clear. Keep drawing. That's another win con. I'm going to counter your next Planeswalker. That's what I'm here to counter.
We fight together.
33 life. I guess you could have like still a Liliana or something here, but nice. Free Sunfall. I'm not gonna play this other Beanstalk. You risk you know, decking yourself. Pass the turn. I'm gonna robbery during his end step, and how many can I do it for? Okay, let's do it now. 1, 2, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 9, 12. Come on, math. And if he has a counter spell now, that's okay, because that means we get to Doppelgang. Cool. Doppelgang into... I mean, this is a problem, right? But now we have...
Without knowing my target.
I don't want that. Thanks for the scry. I don't want to this to survive, so we may have to use creature lands now.
This is our fight to win.
There's a Demolition Field. Does he have another counter spell? That is the question. No. This is when you break the game, though. Unfortunately, it goes a little bit ballistic. Graveyard. Get back to Doppelgang. Sideboard. Get the Worldsoul's Rage. Graveyard. Get to make your own luck. Graveyard. Get the Get Lost. That's 20 something. And then we go X is 15. Just to make the game end fast, guys. We don't have it. No way. Can go 3, 7, 11. Okay, we just do the next turn. End the turn. Got 22 cards left.
Gotta think on my feet.
Sure. Has he shown any sign of any other counterspell except No More Lies? I wonder, even by playing this many like colors and planeswalkers, if you can even like, you know,
Spread your wings.
afford to do this. It's not enough, but you absolute asshole. That's crazy, Tom. If it's graveyards too, then let's get you in there. I think I've got enough mana. That it doesn't matter, except I don't have any way to make red, do I? So I have to copy his lands. Ah, yeah, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We still got this. What? When I saw that farewell, my face just went. But we got there in the end. Never gonna have to worry about this card again in your life, people. It's only a matter of about 30 days, and you'll never have to see this piece of crap ever again. It's gonna be a beautiful day in my life. So that was pretty cool. I mean, maybe a little boring in the long run, but like, opponent playing kind of one of our worst things and caught us with a couple of nasty counter spells, but like, look at that. And you remember the board state that we had, like, so much fun. And I was about to just go off. Like, this would have been an X's whatever at face. 49 life. You know what? I think that is actually going to do it. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to really keep these to quick brews. This particular match went particularly long, and we got to do everything pretty much that the deck is capable of. There's honestly no point in me doing another entire, like, game. And whether I win or lose, that doesn't really matter. The entire point of me doing these videos is so that you guys learn how to pilot them. So we got to see all of the sequencing there with the Arcavios. We got to see the Cornucopia gaining us the life. We got to see the, we copied all those lands. I mean, just fantastic fun, especially for those of you who like this more kind of grindy control type of a deck. And I think like Cornucopia in some kind of thing like this going forwards is definitely going to be a thing. Stay tuned for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be continuing to work on a rotation-proof version of Domain. We have some Boros Burn in a few different kind of shades coming your way. I would like to, think that this Moon Soldiers deck is almost ready as well. Unfortunately, the Oko Cornucopia deck just kept underperforming, had to be trashed, and I'm gonna start putting some work in on a Jund Cornucopia list in the next couple of days. So yeah, that's what's going to be coming your way before spoiler season and all of that stuff begins in earnest. So stay tuned. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the Brew Lab, signing out. Peace!